what's happened to the stock of Restoration Hardware? It's the luxury home furnishing chain with its gorgeous art gallery-style stores. Here's a stock that had recovered fabulously from the big market-wide sell-off in August and September to the point where it was trading at an all-time high 6 weeks ago. Then Restoration Hardware seemed to give up the ghost, and the action only got worse when the company reported a mixed quarter last Thursday. Stock down nearly 10% since then. Now, I think Restoration Hardware is an excellent long-term story, but it has spoiled us with some fabulous short-term results, too. However, this past quarter, the company talked about a promotional environment, delivered 7% comparable store sales growth, amazing for just about any other retailer except this one, where investors want perfection on both the top and bottom lines. Stock subsequently fell from 93 down to 79, where it now trades at 20 times 2017 earnings estimates. At $3 above its 52-week low, has it been punished enough? Maybe too much? Don't take it from me. Let's check in with Gary Friedman. He's the chairman and CEO of Restoration Hardware. Find out more about the quarter and the company's prospects. Mr. Friedman, welcome back to Mad Money.
Great.
Good to see you, Gary.
Good to
have a seat.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I never thought your stock would be cheap on earnings, but you know what? People, as you predicted, you would say, listen, we're going to experiment. We're going to do different things. From time to time, things might not go exactly as you like. Get out of my stock if you can't handle that, because we have a $5 billion aspirational goal. Still on target?
Oh, absolutely on target. If anything, we're more confident than ever about the long-term strategy. If anybody watched our conference call last week, the two key value-driving strategies, the transformation of our real estate, where we now have opened 4 of our next-generation galleries, all performing over plan. And we just launched what is the most exciting business I've been associated with in my career, RH Modern.
Right, and you've got a great, people should know, if you go to the website, you can see, if you go to the video, because Gary's kind enough to do a video, you can see what Restoration Modern and also, by the way, Teen, which I thought was very cool, because I'm
terrific,
closer to my heart in some ways. Now, you're the only person who actually called out Yellen. Janet Yellen's going to speak tomorrow. We got the Federal Reserve. And you talked about the idea that, look, there is some weakness, that Texas has oil, that the strong dollar has hurt Miami. Now, these are things that I would not necessarily expect to hear from Restoration Hardware, but you have some big-ticket items.
Well, yeah, and for us, look, we're just trying to tell the truth. And it's important for us to be transparent. And I think in some ways, maybe I should probably say there's no relationship here to Milton Friedman. So when I called out Yellen,
you were very benign. You were very clear. You said maybe you ought to tell us what we're seeing, because you're in the boots on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. So clearly there's some macro trends that are affecting certain regions of the U.S. And we called those out, and we talked about those, and we talked about the sequential kind of drag on overall company business. And we also called out, and we said, look, we believe that is creating a more promotional environment in our industry, and we're seeing that. So we said, look, when we step back and we think about the fourth quarter is a very important quarter. Right. There's lots of traffic in the shopping centers, lots of traffic in the mall, and customer acquisition is key, and maximizing the top line and optimizing the bottom line is our game. So we're going to play to take market share. We're going to try to maximize our top line. We're going to try to optimize our earnings. And we like how we're playing the game so far. It's a little different than how we played it before, but you're in a constantly changing environment.
But you're seeing fantastic numbers: Tampa, Chicago, LA.
Oh, all the next generation galleries are above our expectations. We could not be happier. And in Chicago, we did something different. And I don't know if again you've seen that one yet, or if you've seen our video. But we've always said we wanted to blur the lines between residential and retail and create more home than store. And the next logical progression for us was to blur the lines between home and hospitality to create a deeper experience for our customers. And we integrated a restaurant, a wine vault, a pantry, and a store in a way that no one's ever has, and it's creating an experience that's better than anything you've seen. You see it right on the screen here.
And you mentioned the lines, even though they said no one could do it after 7. And what's interesting, it's not in a retail neighborhood.
Well, it's not in a retail neighborhood at all. It was our test to say, could we do a truly freestanding gallery, a truly freestanding store? We're 5 blocks away from the closest retail district. And we said, look, this is our field of dreams. If we built something special, we thought they would come, and they have. And we showed in the video the lines we have on Saturdays and Sundays just to get a seat in our cafe. And the incremental traffic that's driving to the gallery has created a store that is performing way beyond our expectations, and quite frankly, is our best performing gallery to date.
Now, you pay homage to a man I'm respectful for. I don't want to say worship because we can't do that, but Leslie Wexner, who basically says bricks and mortar, not necessarily the bricks and mortar are fabulous, and you endorse him. And I know other than apparel, because when I speak of Mr. Wexner, it's very clear apparels were a little overstored, but the bricks and mortar concept, alive and well.
Okay, it's really one of the most misunderstood parts of retail today. I mean, there is look, everybody's focused on the web, as they should be. The internet is changing everything. Okay, but it's not going to completely change the industry. The retail industry, from a store-based and store-generated point of view, is still the biggest channel. And what people, I think, get confused with here, they're focusing on the transaction, not the interaction. And we believe it's the interaction that's important. Where does the customer interact with your brand? Where do they make the decision to buy? And where they transact, I think you have to be ambivalent. You have to be agnostic.
Right.
And but everybody's focused on the metric of where are they transacting, and they're not looking at where is the customer interacting. If the customer interacts at a retail store and buys at home online, who cares? If the customer discovers a brand online and then goes into a retail store and transacts there, who cares, right? The key is creating a multi-dimensional platform where the customer can interact wherever they want and transact wherever they want.
Right. Now, I know you're agnostic toward that, but it is interesting because I know you embrace, in most recent, if you go to the website, Picasso, you talk about the notion of creation, okay? Now you're talking about hospitality. It's a Danny Meyer situation, but you're still bound by the four walls of the spreadsheet in the end for your stock price, but not necessarily for your vision.
Oh, well, I don't think you can be bound by anything. Look, at the end of the day, people will pay for performance, right? And we have a long-term view. Look, history has proven that, I think the numbers are, there's only 18 companies every 10 years that go public, that reach $1 billion, that grow earnings for 20% a year for the next 10 years. And those are the companies that create real long-term value, and the few great companies. And that's what we aspire to be.
Right.
And so that means we're going to make sometimes we're going to make some decisions in the short term that might be misinterpreted because they're based on a much longer term view of creating value.
Okay. And Janet Yellen should listen. You said a little memo to Yellen.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Exactly right. Okay, that's Gary Friedman, Chairman, CEO of Restoration Hardware. I want you to look at the videos before you would think about buying it. You need to know how exciting this is, but that it's a long-term view. Aspirational, big stock. Mad Money's back in. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.